No one.
I mean, I thought Grimlock with a necktie was enough of a show.
Well, you got to worry about your boy Skinny Dick. You always got to worry about him. And that's how we start the show.
I gotta turn my camera off. Hang on,
Leave it on. Leave it on.
Not my camera. My stupid little window down here. Is there a way to get rid of me? Because I keep looking at my giant ass horse teeth. Oh, I can't do it. All right. Okay. I guess I'll have to cope.
Deal with it, bitch.
All right, I'm dealing with it.
Welcome, everybody, to the landmark 100th episode of the Cretins Guild podcast. I am Jay. With me, as always, is Corey and Bob.
It's not the 100th episode, is it?
It is the 100th. It is the 100th numbered episode.
Okay. All right.
It's probably about episode 112,
something.
113, something like that. But
perhaps,
as far as numbers go, this is the one that gets the big 3 digits on it.
Okay.
And then subsequent episodes will as well. But this is the good 3 digits until we get to.
So we're calling this one Landmark.
Sure, we're going to call this one Landmark.
Certainly not a comeback because we've been here for years.
All right, so we're doing this as there is a theme to the episode. There is an idea behind what we were going to do with this episode, and
God help us.
Well, God help us, Bob. This was all your idea.
I know. Which means it's going to be a total disaster.
Yeah, it already is. It's a Cretins Guild podcast. But we are starting off today, folks. We are starting off today by welcoming our fellow brothers and sisters of the controller and the dice to confession. Tonight, we are cleansing our 8-bit dark souls and making the confessions of how we have wronged others and ourselves with the sin of bad gamesmanship and awful gameplay behavior. Yeah, that's right. Bring me the Gregorian fucking chants. For tonight only, I have been ordained as Cardinal J of the House of Hatsworth. And joining me are brothers Corey from the House of Hentai and brother Bob from the House of Mordok. And since none of us are without sin, we are all sinners in the eyes of our dear Lord Satoru Iwata.
Filthy.
All of us, the 3 Cretins here in front of you, are going to be confessing our sins to each other as well and performing our penance. Well, not performing our penance, but receiving our penance for our transgressions against the world.
So
Bob?
do we want to start with some of our sins that have been submitted to us, and then we'll get into our own?
Oh, yeah, we'll sprinkle a few in. And I think the first one we're going to talk about is he is a dirty, dirty man. A dirty, dirty man. And that is JD, a.k.a. Daddy Blute on Twitch. Played a card game in high school, he says. And the idea is to throw a card down of the highest value of the first suit, or a suit that wins all hands regardless of value. Faces are point cards. His partner and he were playing against the 2 most clueless opponents, and they won by putting their good cards directly into their score pile without ever having played them.
Oh.
So they just straight up fucking cheated.
Yeah,
that's some dirty shit, man.
Could that be more blatant than being, oh look, and then flipping your die over to a crit?
Exactly. What's that over there? Hey, I rolled a 20.
Yeah. You didn't hear it? I heard it.
I can do that with a D6.
But don't ask. It's math. It's algebra. But I mean, would you expect anything less from the Dark Lord of Smut himself?
Then just straight up fucking cheating? I guess not.
Well, I mean, to be fair.
To be fair.
And that works because we're talking about a Canadian here. Mm-hmm. It's not really cheating when you're working the rubes, right? These are clearly some idiots. This is just carny shit. This is Vince McMahon style.
Oh, yeah. Got to learn sometime.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say he is a proud citizen of the great province of Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, I'm making an assumption that he's probably got some fandom for the Toronto Maple Leafs, or perhaps even the Ottawa Senators, God forbid, built into his DNA. And as such, JD, you must openly and gleefully root for the Montreal Canadiens and play their goal song, Les Buts, Allez Montréal, on repeat for 20 minutes without stopping. I made Bob listen to it for 3 seconds earlier tonight.
And you know what? I'm going to make everyone listen to it right now for about 10 seconds.
Oh, God.
And now they've clicked off.
We made 5 minutes into the episode. That's like 3 minutes longer than they usually listen. So yeah, you gotta like root for the Canadians and like listen to their goal song, and it's atrocious. It's so bad.
It's a Letterkenny skit waiting to happen.
It really is. It really is. That was something. So there was the reason that popped into my head is I'm a huge Boston Bruins fan, and back when I worked at the university down in Florida with Rob, I lost a bet, and Rob made me listen to that for an hour on repeat.
Oh God.
On YouTube. I just had to keep my headphones in and listen to it.
What did you lose?
I think it was a Super Bowl bet. That's usually what we bet on. After about like the 13th time you hear it, it just kind of all blends together. It's not so bad anymore.
Like the Proclamers tape in Marshall's car.
Yes, very much so. All right, Bob, why don't you hit us with your first sin?
Oh, all right. Well, forgive me, Cretins, for I have sinned. Back in the day, in Battleship, I would use the extra white pegs to keep track of my opponent's shots and strategically move my ships around, avoiding detection as long as possible.
God, we're just a bunch of fucking cheaters on this show today.
That's the point of this episode, confessing our sins.
So I'm going to be honest with you. When I first read this, I didn't much like is always the case when I read the rundown. I didn't read the whole thing. I just kind of get to the point where it's like, I use the extra white pegs to keep track of my opponent's shots. I'm like, that's the whole fucking point of the game, isn't it? Like that's fine. But then I saw the part now about and moved my ships.
Yeah.
Like, it's not actual naval combat, Bob.
It's stealth combat. And to throw them off, I'd let them hit like a destroyer or hit the cruiser. Go ahead, take that. I'll even let you have the aircraft carrier. You're never going to catch my submarine. It's never going to happen.
That was the two pip one, right?
I think it was 3. That
3?
and the cruiser were 3s.
Okay. All right, Corey, I believe you wrote the penance for this one.
For Bob's Battleship, yeah. Let me see here.
Because he's not coming with this up on the fly now, is he?
No, I'm not actually. Because I fucking forgot. No, it's just said. Wait, I'm looking at one sin here, and then it's your single. Oh, okay. All right, your penance, right? You have to read a hardcore Penthouse forum letter out loud from the 1990s on our show. Strangely enough, that wouldn't be the worst thing that's ever been uttered or read out loud or said on this show. I mean, you could try to challenge yourself, but I don't think you'll be able to top anything that's happened in the past 100 episodes of the Cretins Guild.
But it only took us 6 years to get here.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Yeah. And if entropy continued to have its way, it would take about 6 more.
All right, so we have, I think we have enough sins where we're going to be able to read one in between our confessions. So,
man, it just you moved the ships too.
I wasn't gonna lose.
Who are you playing against?
Everyone.
Who was the opponent? Okay, all right.
Everyone I played. That's how I played.
Was this like this Viet Cong-esque level strategy of yours, like minted with somebody in particular, though? Because if you say Matthew when you're in high school, I think we're gonna have to like compound this penance somehow.
Was it against Jenny?
It was against everybody. Who do you think everybody doesn't include?
It's like
okay.
He is Battleship's answer to Punisher Kills the Universe.
Okay. Next, from an external source, from outside of the Cretins Guild podcast, but I dare say a Cretin in spirit. as far as it goes, will be Goobs from the Secret Levels podcast, and Goobs says, I was all about screen watching in GoldenEye and Halo. Pretty much any shooter that gave me a chance. First off, Goobs, fuck you. How fucking dare you? That's worse than Bob moving the ships. Like, that's...
Is it?
It is. Yeah, that is 100% worse than Bob moving the ships.
I don't know.
The monitor's right there.
Look, if Bob is playing Battleship, the Battleship sides are connected. If Bob is moving the ship, someone has the opportunity to realize there's some shady shit going down. Okay? He's at least giving the person the opportunity to understand that the cheating is happening. Screen watching? God damn it, Goobs.
I don't know. You can still watch somebody else's screen and form a strategy around the fact that they're watching their screen. I mean, I was the guy that always used the time pipe bombs, kind of counting on people were watching me like put them down.
I don't know, man.
That doesn't always work, because remember, Corey, you and I would play with proximity mines. I would always throw them right behind the stairs. I'm like, oh, he definitely saw me do that. Boom! Nope, I guess he didn't see it.
The other reason why I think this is a valid tactic is because I sucked at it. I think if there's room for anybody to suck at a particular strategy they're trying to employ, that's not necessarily cheating. But cheating has to be defined as something concrete. And I believe in our case, it's something that the other person cannot be aware of. There's no sense of it to the other person that you're doing it to. And if you're looking at a screen, well, chances are the person's looking at your screen too. Yeah. I rest my case.
Okay.
Objection.
Okay. All right.
Hold it. Take that.
Bob,
Phoenix
you
Wright references.
you came up with the penance for Goobs on this one. Now, I do think this is a fitting penance, but I am going to request video evidence that he did perform it.
Oh no!
I would pay for it if he did this. But Goobs, let's see. Let's say you're gonna have to go through the drive-thru with chocolate smeared all over your face. Order nothing but desserts and shakes. Maintain unblinking eye contact with the clerk. Say nothing.
God damn.
And you have to pay in loonies.
That first is a hardship.
I don't know if they take those at McDonald's, but yeah, you have to pay in loonies.
Oh, he just drive to Tim Hortons. He'll be fine.
Why is the McDonald's Happy Meal in Canada not called the Looney Meal? Wouldn't that like carry better marketing?
Probably.
That'd be cool.
Is it a loony menu up there instead of a dollar menu? Like, I would love to buy something off a loony menu. Canadians weigh in. We must know.
We saw that when they do have like poutine at McDonald's up there, right?
Yes.
Or whatever their like bastardized fast food version of poutine is.
You know what? JD just popped in the chat. He can tell us.
Oh.
If he didn't already bail out on us, because yeah, we've already done your penance there, JD.
God, this is going to be hard to listen to.
Now you know what I go through when I edit this shit.
Yeah, and now we know. Yeah, now we know. Now we know.
All right, Corey, it is time for your first sin.
I hate this one. I hate both of them, actually. Nah, one of them's kind of understandable, but this one sucks. Okay, forgive me, Cretins, for I have sinned. I've never played a Shin Megami Tensei game to completion, nor any offshoots or guidance, including Persona, Summoner, Survivor, despite calling myself a die-hard fan. Every single SMT game or offshoot that I have, it's always been the collector's edition. I love the character designs. I think the stories are crazy. I love the fact that people lost their minds with Persona 3, having your character shoot themselves in the head in order to, activate their alts. And I've never actually like finished any of those games. And I'll tell you what, I'm reading what I wrote here first, and the truth is actually worse than that. The only game I've actually played for more than 4 hours in the whole series was Nocturne. Every other game that we've had access to on the Western Shores since that one was released, I have played for maybe about a half an hour and then never touched again. That sucks.
A little bit.
That's some big time poser shit happening right there.
Well, I mean, the fact that you only played a certain amount, there's nothing wrong with that. But yes, you call yourself a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. My justification for having for that label is the fact that I've bought probably over $3,000 worth of SMT games over the last 15 years or so, because those things are stupid fucking expensive, especially the collector's eds. But yeah, as far as like game experience goes with them, I probably top out at like maybe 12 total hours.
Well, your penance for this one, and I will tell you what your penance is, and I will tell you what your penance was going to be until I looked it up.
Yeah, because I'm already on the first penance.
Yeah, your penance is to buy a Joker from Persona 5 waifu love pillow and snuggle it gently.
Okay, yeah, I'm already on that.
Okay.
I don't give a shit.
Now, what your penance was?
For a moment, I was thinking Joker, like Batman's Joker.
No. Joker from Persona.
I actually wasn't sure myself, so to cover all the bases, I bought both of them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. The thing is that like I'm going to be staying over at your house, Jay, while it happens.
That's fine.
Oh, cool. All right. Make sure you have the Ring camera set up.
So the original penance I had written down or was going to write down was because you had Die Hard in there. I was like, oh, he needs to look at Die Hard battery. Then I was like, wait, I think those are only for cars, and that would kill him if he did it. So let me check. And it turns out those are only for cars, and it would kill you if you did that. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that would.
Yeah. So I
voted
against that.
I'm glad my inauthenticity as a fan of some stupid fucking video game series led you to believe that like I should have to die for those sins.
No, I was thinking it was like a 9-volt. Like I was hoping, like oh god, it tingled. Oh no,
like it's a Rayovac. No.
Now that I think of it, I think Die Hard did make for a little while little 9-volts and little AA's and whatever.
I think they actually made, what are the big like cube batteries you put in camping lanterns?
12 volts.
Those things are awesome.
12 volts. Yeah, I think Die Hard actually did make a series of those for a while. But
I was thinking a 9-volt, so you would just go and go, oh god, it tingles, and that's it. But then I looked it up, and they're like, we make batteries for automobiles. I was like, that would probably explode his head, and I don't want that. So,
yeah. Now,
although I can see him with the red and the black.
Well, you see, I probably wouldn't lick the terminals, but
nipple clamps.
Yeah. We could do that. That'd make for a
Shane
good
McMahon
show.
style, right?
I have no idea what that reference means, but I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't him. That was Kai and Tai that tased Val Venus's balls.
No, it was Kane who shocked Shane McMahon. Oh wait, was it Shane McMahon or was it Drew Mac or the little guy? What's his name?
Crash Holly?
No.
Rey Mysterio.
He got fired twice this year. Let's face it on his name. NXT guy.
Rockstar Spud.
Yeah, him.
No, I think that was Shane.
Okay.
I think it was Shane.
There's a lot of car battery lore in professional wrestling.
There is.
All right. Well, I'm glad my punishment isn't to lick a fucking car battery.
Yeah. Yeah. Once I looked it up, I was like, oh, that'll be funny. He has to lick a battery. Wait, no, hold on. Let's do some research here. All right. Next,
it's probably something I would have done like left to my own devices.
All right. Next up, Ripkin from the Derailers podcast says, I used to play chess against a friend on our cell phones. I suck at chess, so every time it was my turn, I used the game's recommended play feature and won every time. He never understood how I went from so terrible at real chess to crushing him at mobile games. So personally, I
was smart than it is sly.
I didn't write the penance for this one.
I
just think this is using a feature to your advantage.
Yeah, it's the split screen thing all over again. I mean, it's more implicit or explicit, yeah. But if it's there, why would you not use it? Now, unless there was a gentleman's agreement before playing, in which case somebody would be like, "Hey, you're not going to use a suggested move thing on me." Now that would be cheating if you said no, I wouldn't, and then
I think all of us would admit it goes against the spirit of the play.
Well, yeah, there's the ethics of chess, but if you're like sitting in front of each other, you're not going to be doing that. But the thing is that they're playing a different kind of chess, I don't know. All right, let me compare it to this then. So this particular app has a feature that lets you play that gives you suggested plays. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We've all done like Words with Friends. word war, that Scrabble, whatever ripoff bullshit that the early smartphones used to use. Right now, none of those came with dictionaries. Have you ever used a dictionary while playing one of those?
I will say I have used a website called Scrabble Word Finder.
You cheating ass bastard.
Yeah.
All right. So the fact that those apps don't have dictionaries built into them would preclude that method of play as cheating. But this thing has suggested plays built in as well. I think the reason that they do that is because I hate to bring it back to the split screen thing again. The other person can use them too.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
It's not a gated methodology.
Now it's a suggested move. It's not something that you have to fulfill to get to that game plan, though.
That's another point. Yeah,
Correct.
It is just a suggested move. The game cannot read the context of the play because you might not want to pursue the move it suggests if the other person's a psycho and will leap across the table at you. So you don't necessarily have to win,
But I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I really do appreciate Ripken confessing this. Obviously, he feels some guilt towards it, and that speaks towards his character. And Bob, I understand you had a penance and plan for him here.
I do.
Didn't you write the penance for that one?
I did not. Because I don't refer to myself in the third person.
Okay, well, never mind. Live radio. Okay. Ripken, you have to play Bob in chess to understand true humiliation, and no recommended play.
Yeah. Actually, chess or Risk.
Ooh.
No, that's just mean.
I don't know. It's a penance.
We'll say chess. We'll keep it thematic.
All right. Okay.
I mean, if we want to get super mean, I'd have him play my son, who's getting better at chess than I am.
My kid is better at chess than me. He kicks my ass in chess regularly.
I'm never playing your kids in chess.
He's excited about joining the chess club at school.
That's cool.
It is. It is cool.
You're gonna have to give him a name like Nails or Hunter or
not Hunter,
Throat Ripper or something like that in order to offset the rip. Anyway, continue. Sorry, go ahead.
The Dark Lord of Smut had a question in the chat. He said, "Can you repeat the loony thing I got here in the middle?" And JD, the question was, is the dollar menu at McDonald's in Canada known as the loony menu? Because it only makes sense to us that it would be. And I understand you guys have the Canadian dollar as well, but like the exchange rate, like it just would make more sense that you would call it a loony menu. Because, I mean, it adds character, and Canadians have character.
And the memes wouldn't be as rich, so you couldn't be like, I'm eating a Happy Meal, yet I'm sad. It would be like, I'm eating a loony meal, yet I'm sane.
Yeah. All right. Time for my first confession. And forgive me, Cretins, for I have sinned. I am at the point where I think Animal Crossing is just boring.
Boo! You sack of crap! We're shipping you out to. Sorry, that was a bit of
I send him to Abu Dhabi.
I straight up don't give a find Abu Dhabi on a map and I'll go. I straight up don't give a fuck about the game anymore. It's a never-ending cascade of chores, and that is the last thing I want when I am playing a video game.
I can kind of give that to him. Yeah, I mean, we can sit here and like be purists and shit, but I haven't played in like a month and a half either. And that was after the big update too. So, what are you going to do as punishment?
I'll take this one.
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
All right. So, Jay, you are going to have to penalize yourself by doing 24 hours of household chore simulator games, such as pressure washing simulator, mowing simulator, and Nintendogs.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Honestly,
this is collective 25 hours, by the way.
Okay, not of each?
Not of each.
Okay, thank Christ. All right, I was like...
I don't know. I think I had a more fitting punishment in mind. If you'll like allow suggestions.
Oh, by all means, yeah.
I think you just have to boot up Animal Crossing and visit your town.
Okay, so
pull all the weeds.
Here's a funny story about that.
Okay.
I actually found my memory card. You remember this back when we lived in Altamont. I found my memory card with my town on it from the OG Animal Crossing on the GameCube.
Yeah,
I found it again.
Mm-hmm.
It has now been an additional 72 months since the last time I logged in. Everyone is still living there.
Uh-huh.
There's still only 2 items in my lost and found. And they're all giving me shit. They're like, why aren't you here anymore? I'm like, because you're 30 years old, game.
Move on with your lives,
Yeah,
people.
seriously.
Jesus. This can't be the only village. Oh, maybe it is.
We have a response from JD. He says sadly there is no dollar menu at McDonald's here.
Or loony menu.
The closest thing they had was Toonie Tuesday at KFC.
That's still badass.
Which is now $2.22, and I hope that they pronounce it as Toonie, because like you're just leaving you're leaving money on the table if you don't pronounce it Toonie.
What do you get for that?
What do you get for Toonie Tuesday?
Yeah.
What's available on Toonie Tuesday?
Something in a pair. I mean, hopefully. Otherwise, the nomenclature wouldn't be as appropriate.
If it's like 2 tenders or like 2 tendies,
yeah.
That's just marketing.
Spend Toonie get 2 tendies? Fuck yeah.
Maybe it means too many tendies, but there's no such thing as that. So it probably
really not.
No. All right. No, I was going to say for your penance, not the GameCube one, because honestly, it's been several years, and I think that mentally they've checked out anyway. You're basically over the cuckoo's nest. What?
It's 2 pieces with fries and a drink. That's a fucking steal.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Your
$2
dollar ain't worth
cheaper
shit, but your
for
value
Canada?
menu is fantastic, sir.
2 pieces of what?
2 pieces of
2 pieces of chicken. Okay. All right. I thought that's right. KFC. I was still thinking of McDonald's, and I was like, 2 nugs? That's no. I mean, yeah, they'll do the job at like 2 a.m. Oh, I see the theming now. I got it. Cool. You're ACNH village, and you have to talk to each of your villagers and pull the weeds.
I'm pretty well, I don't have a physical copy anymore, so I can't play it. And I haven't I don't know that I'm going to be able to back up my save data because it's not on the OLED.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. I've nuked that game from orbit. Like I'm done. I'm good. I don't need to play it ever again.
All right, community service it is, or community service simulator it is.
I actually that kind of sounds fun. I'll do that.
Some of them are really good, actually.
All right, our next community confession is from @CrystalGuizdala on Twitter. I hope I pronounced that correctly, and if not, I don't fucking care. My brother set the game of life on fire when he lost. He said it was a bad game because it was all chance and no skill. All right, so straight up, the game of life is all chance and is no skill, but does not deserve to be torched. That is a hardcore reaction to losing a game.
Now hold on there, Jay.
Right you are, Corey.
If there was a board game that ever deserved to be lit on fucking fire, well, it'd be Candyland first. But secondly,
it'd be Monopoly before Candyland or before Life.
Okay, you're right. But still, all right, just for the sake of argument, there's at least 3. There's 3 like childhood games that we've all played as like kind of like transitions into like, bigger and better games. Mm-hmm. And I like to call these the pre-Risk phase. This is Monopoly. This is Candyland's way before Risk. But it's still in the group. And the other one would be Life. Life is like where you're trying to get used to the idea of alternate modes of play. There's a spinner. There's a way you manage chance rather than, suffer chance, even though life is highly dependent upon it. But ultimately, yeah, it's the board game versus everybody else. And a lot of the moves that come as a result of those spins, they're pretty fucking bullshit. Yeah, they're pretty terrible.
Congratulations, you have another kid that makes 4.
Yeah. Nowadays they do let you like choose more of your paths in life. Like you can pull a card and choose between 2 cards that I draw at the beginning of the game, things like that. But ultimately it's like spin, move your car. You got knocked up. You lost the stock market. You're poor now. You're sucking dick for Coke behind a 7-Eleven.
We played a very different version of that game.
Yeah, this was one of the like US-opoly variations.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like it was
the
actually
Daytona Life.
It was the game of life on OBT. You fucking made the joke right before I did. Shit.
Sorry.
But yeah, life's deserving of a lot of punishment, but I guess lighting it on fire is a little extreme, maybe.
A little bit.
I mean, was she like next to the board game itself, or was there at least some safe distance?
Was it ceremonial?
Was it ceremonial? Yeah,
Like,
or
was
at
this-
least ritualized.
Was it sacrificed?
Yeah.
Was a prayer said to the Dark Lord before it was done? As if so, I mean that's just polite.
Yeah.
Like, Bob, you wrote the penance for this one.
Yeah, basically, if you think life is a bad game, then you're required to play 10 hours of Monopoly to know what real bad gaming is.
Yeah.
With your family.
Oh God, fuck.
Oh.
What?
That's mean. That's mean.
Yeah, that's pretty. Well, it's not like she could play a one-player version of it, which, maybe that didn't need to be uttered into the universe. I don't know.
One player Monopoly is just math the board game.
Yeah, that's true. You'd be
That's just-
paying rent to yourself. I don't know. It sounds like a euphemism for something else.
All right,
That's
before we get to your next one, Bob, I just want to say one thing. JD, I don't know if you heard your penance or not, but you have to openly and gleefully root for the Montreal Canadiens while listening to their goal song "Les Buts, Allez Montréal" on repeat for 20 minutes without stopping. Bob, sin number 2, please.
I think I could feel the vibes of him going, fuck. All right, so my second sin, I'm going to make a confession here. Forgive me, Cretins, for I have sinned. While playing a D&D style of game, I was sent the guidebook in advance for reference beforehand. We all rolled for our characters, and I rigged my dice to roll to give me the one character that I really wanted that had a shit ton of abilities.
That's some dirty fucking pool.
Okay, wait. Maybe I didn't understand
that's some
that.
min-max bullshit. I don't like that.
Roll for our characters, and I rigged my dice roll. Okay, one thing. How did you rig your dice?
By dropping it precariously so it would land on the number I wanted it to.
But you didn't like shave them or load them or anything like that?
I dropped it precariously so it would land the way I
Dude,
wanted it to.
you played Risk with me. You know how I roll dice. It's exactly like that. No, so like you didn't actually have any like trick dice or anything.
Oh my god!
How can you precariously?
Mike working
drop-
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's like no. Okay, hold on a second. I got a 6 somewhere around here, and I can try to make it land on a 6 just by dropping it onto the table. But unless you're dropping it into a bowl of rice or something, I can understand how that would work against you. Am I fucking things up here?
Yes.
All right, sorry. Read his penance. I don't give a shit.
Basically,
Sorry.
what he did
Christ
is
almighty, Corey, do you know how to kill a joke or what?
he said it so he was going to have higher stats than anyone else playing, making himself a better character than anyone else is going to be able to play as, and that's bullshit. That's not cool.
That is, but normally it's somebody taking an eraser.
Corey, it's bullshit.
Okay, all right, okay, all right.
My penance for you, Bob,
Yes.
is that you must play Fallout New Vegas, but you have to leave all your stats at the absolute lowest level and do a complete imbecile run of the game.
As long as Corey doesn't have to explain it to me.
I don't know. I think you should like head for the quarry first. I don't know, man. 0s on everything versus 6 death claws. That sounds like a good time to me. That and Fallout's a good game anyway. I think you'll find that punishment to be quite enjoyable, actually.
Is New Vegas the one that a lot of people bitched about?
Bitching is usually kept to like 76, and
That's the one I'm thinking of.
some people Fallout 4 had a fair amount of criticism too, but it has its defenders. Like nobody defends 76 like whatsoever. But no, when people usually talk about like the top of the chain when it comes to Fallout games, it's usually like Fallout 1, New Vegas, 2, 3, 4, then 76. And Vegas is my personal favorite, but I haven't played 4 yet.
Okay.
So there could be bias there.
4 is okay. Vegas is better. Vegas actually, like the problem with 4 is that's when they started to remove kind of some of the flavor from the dialogue options. So you would just get kind of like general ideas of what you're going to say, and then you would say, well, I want to say this, and then it would be something completely not different than what the intention was, but it wouldn't be what you would expect.
Yeah.
Whereas in Vegas, you actually get like the line of dialogue your character is going to say.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be like, all right, no, I want to be a douche canoe here. I'm going to pick that one. And then or you think you're going to do that, and it's just like, well, I disagree hardly with you. Well, I respect that opinion. It's like, no, I want to be an asshole. Like,
So that's when they started taking the edges off.
Yeah, a little
That
bit.
fucking sucks, man. Like Fallout was like nothing but edge up until, well, I guess up until 4, which I didn't know about. I see the thing that I'd heard the most about Fallout 4 was that they begin also softening the RPG elements of it in order to bring in like base building and crafting and shit.
Yep, they do.
And I'm okay with crafting in games. Like even New Vegas had it to an extent. But when you begin taking the focus away from, everything Fallout that makes it that game, basically you've just got like a shooter, but with a ray gun gothic aesthetic applied to it.
Yep.
That sucks.
Now it does take place in Boston, and you get to go into Fenway Park, which is pretty fucking cool.
Oh,
that's neat. Yeah.
Vegas is a better game, like significantly so. All right, our next external confession comes from Landy, which is at
Genesap
Gisenia XP on Twitter. I cheated in, is that Loteria?
Loteria. It's a Spanish card game.
Oh, okay. I cheated in margaritas and didn't put my 50 cents and switched my card in the middle of a game because my other card was winning. Well, not knowing the game, I don't know how egregious that is.
Traditional game of chance, similar to bingo, using images of a deck of cards instead of numbered ping pong balls. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's why I put the link.
Hey, wait a minute. They gave us these in school, didn't they?
Did they?
Holy shit! Yeah, I remember getting a sheet of these with a punch out with like a little dotted lines down the sides of them. Oh, that's fucking nifty.
Okay, no, that game was fucking cool, and you're a scumbag for cheating. Yeah, I remember playing that in elementary school too. I apologize for calling it Margarita. Loteria was a game I played in elementary school.
That's really slick. I've been trying to remember what this was for the longest time. I just always thought it was like, a fever dream. Like, you imagined
Mandela.
it. Kind of like I imagined wacky packages until somebody had to confirm that for me in my early 20s.
Sure.
That's pretty cool.
All right, Bob, you came up with a penance on this one.
Yeah. I'm thinking, let's see, you need to give 50 pesos to the next El Musico you see performing on the street and reorder a deck of Loteria cards in descending alphabetical order in Spanish.
I'm going to pretend that's like some hardcore shit, and you're going to suffer greatly for it.
Keep pretending.
But I don't really know.
All right, Corey, sin number 2. Go for it.
Okay. This one, this one, the first one's like way worse than this. This one, I'm kind of holding against myself though, because I still do this, and it sucks. It sucks like black holes. It's fucking lame as hell. So okay, I'm big into one-player co-op games, like the Hellboy Dungeon Crawler, Scythe. Things like that. I've actually never played Scythe, but I'm trying to come up with another one. Oh, Zombicide, the Ghostbusters game, and a lot of the D&D dungeon crawling type of stuff.
Sure.
So in any of those, if the game has gone on for X amount of turns, or the last time I remember doing this, it was like a 40-minute game, and it was just me in my fucking room, by the way, because it was while we were remote working. And if I make a stupid move that puts like my entire party close to jeopardy or even kills one of them, I'll undo that move. In my defense, I'll allow myself a limit to do-overs, but my undo tabletop history will have like a 5-slot queue, kind of like how I give myself 3 hours for a video game binge. But there have been a couple of times where I actually violated that, like a little bitch, and I kind of like reset to half my progress in the game up to that point. Hellboy did that a lot, actually, because there were some really unfair dice rolls I got in that game, and I was so salty about it. But yeah, big time bitch tabletop moves with me playing with myself. So I'm really just kind of like, you want to do phrasing on that? Don't want to cash that in?
No, you can play yourself when you get your Joker waifu pillow.
That's gonna happen.
But you said specifically that you have a 5-slot queue for your do-overs. And I don't really think this is so bad, because I think in a one-player game, there should be kind of some opportunity for forgiveness if you make a bad move, especially in something where it's one move can completely ruin a game. Yeah. So I say you have to eat 5 alarm chili,
Okay.
which isn't a big deal. But as a minor penance, you have to do so with a fork.
I mean, I don't have my dishware with me anyway. And there's a really banging Mexican restaurant that serves amazing chili about 2 blocks south of me. I can go serve this penance tonight for dinner.
Just ask for a fork.
Okay. Well, I've got my own forks here, but sure. I have to like
Eat it
do
in
it
the
publicly
restaurant.
in the restaurant.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'll see how that goes. They might not give me one just like out of decorum, but I'll ask.
Next, Adam Gumby actually sent us two confessions.
Ooh.
Adam is from the East Coast Games podcast, as well as a bunch of other podcasts. He's a fantastic friend of the show.
He's on all the casts.
Wonderful guy. Absolutely hilarious.
And the Duke of our Discord.
Yeah, absolute Duke of our Discord. And his sin number 1 says multiple times when playing in a battle royale game, when there's 2 teams left, we convince our worst teammate that it's all clear so he can draw fire and we can get the game-winning kills ourselves.
You're not the only person that does that.
For me personally, because I came up with the penance for this one, I said, no penance necessary. This is an advanced user tactic. But
This is sending your pawns out to battle.
Are you
exactly.
kidding me?
Adam does feel guilty, however. So Adam must play 1 round, a single round. This is like getting a Hail Mary in Catholic school. It's like, yeah, Hail Mary, full of grace. Get the fuck out of here. All right.
Stop wasting my time.
He's got to play 1 round of a battle royale using a pistol. Now, I don't care if he just deploys with a pistol, stands in the middle of the field and gets killed. That counts. You're done. Sin forgiven. Move on, because this is not bad at all, Adam.
Do you remember how I told you how we played Battlefield at Dave's school, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was always the worst person playing it at the time. So whenever there's like an even balance and somebody had to kill that bottleneck, they'd like send me out because I always played engineer no matter what the situation was, and they knew that I was going to hop my ass into a jet and basically just kind of like kamikaze my ass into their side. That is not even close to a sin.
No,
people just expect it.
It's a tactic.
I mean, after a while, I was like, "Hey guys, you're letting me have free reign of the vehicles here. What's going on?" They're like, "Well, you're kind of awful," and we just kind of need you to have fun and present us with an advantage. And I was like,
we need someone to
fine
scout before the scout does.
There's a reason Jay always got the jetpack in Secret Weapons of World War II. I sucked at everything else. Just let him go out and have fun.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And they knew that me sowing chaos was exactly the edge that they needed.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is like the remedial player. It's like, I'm going to walk around in a circle.
Yeah. I was no good at Battlefield. Like Battlefield 1942, the OG stuff.
Hard same.
Like an awesomely fun game. Man, I suck balls at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So for my second sin, I have never played Mario 64 for more than 25 to 30 minutes because I think it's that bad. I have never understood the adoration with it. The camera is terrible. The game is just not fun to play. And it really pisses me off that the game that is better than it in every conceivable way, Super Mario Sunshine, gets discounted as being below standard and derivative. It's just fucking infuriating to me that people don't like Sunshine more than they like 64.
And you got to say the other thing now that's at the
Wake up, people!
Thank you. There we go.
There you go.
Wake up, people! I need pictures of you playing
Spider-Man!
playing Super Mario 64.
I agree with some of the points you made there.
Good.
Honestly, you're 100% right. So what's the penance for? And this is somebody. This is as somebody who like completed Mario 64 when it came out, and I even got like all the stars necessary to reach Yoshi. And it doesn't hold up. But your penance, as it is a full playthrough of Diddy Kong Racing with all boss battles and twice for Blubber the Octopus. That's pretty fucking hardcore.
Deal.
I mean,
work on it this weekend.
Nice, good. See, here's the thing: is that you saying that it's kind of a shit game, Bob, or is it something else?
No, it's just it's because it's not much of a sin, kind of like with Adam. It's not much of a penalty. The Blubber the Octopus, that might piss you off, Jay, especially the second time you have to battle him. Because one, he's faster than you, and two, you have to avoid him, or otherwise, if you hit anything, you're out, you're dead.
I was going to say,
I've played this game a total of once in my life, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to this penance because I don't know really anything about it.
Here's the thing. It's a great game. It's like one of my favorite racers ever. It's hard, like,
but it's fun hard.
It's fun hard, but man, there's some parts like the silver coin challenges. You're gonna be like, fuck you and all of your fucking kids, and everybody that had anything to do with this game, which would be most everybody at Rareware, who's probably gone on to do other stuff now. This is
the one that has Conquer and Banjo in it, right?
Yeah, it's Conquer and Banjo's first appearance. And it was kind of like a precursor to Sonic All-Stars Transformed. It's the same kind of idea. It's just so much fucking harder than that game is. So you might want to have like a shot or two of Appleton next to you while you're playing it.
Can do.
As a suggestion. Just saying.
I know that the boats are really hard to control because they drift naturally like a hovercraft would.
Yeah. The planes are what I was thinking of. But yeah, especially the planes in what was the one volcano stage with the awesome music? I don't know, like Fireball Anus Island or something like that.
Go with that.
So,
it's a rare game. That's probably its name.
Yes, exactly. No, it's actually something like kind of cheeky and a little bit edgy, like Nobby's Nuts Nettles or something like that. As he was taking a sip, I knew I had to get that out right away.
All right, for Adam's second sin, he says, I was playing D&D and going for the kill shot on a bad guy instead of saving an ally from having their character permanently die. Always use the excuse that I assume someone else would go pick them up from the cold hands of death. Now, the fact that this leads to permanent death, which means that person has to roll up a new character, oh boy, that's fucked up, man.
I see this as similar to like when you're on a plane, they tell you to put on your own mask before you help your child.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that notion.
This is if you're in a restaurant and someone has a heart attack and you're a doctor and someone says, "Is there a doctor in the house?" You go, "I'm finishing my fucking steak." Like,
letting this get cold.
Yeah, like, are you kidding me? This is fucking Wagyu. I don't give a shit about that guy.
This is a George Costanza.
Totally.
This is a full-on George Costanza shouldering his way out of the child's birthday party when somebody yells fire. It's a Costanza move to a T. If Costanza was a little bit more pathetic and actually knew any of the rules of Dungeons and Dragons, yeah, I think you would have fit the category pretty succinctly.
Adam, you have a fucking D&D podcast, man. Like, god damn, dude. Oh.
I'm not afraid to say. I think this sin actually counts as a fucking sin.
This is the worst on the list.
Yeah,
straight up. Like the other
worse than my Battleship.
Worse than Bob cheating at Battleship.
Battleship.
Yeah.
You cheated at Battleship. Adam killed people. Like, yeah, sure, they're fucking fake. Whatever. Adam killed people. Like,
let's frame it like this: if you're playing Fire Emblem, okay, and you're making a pretty good run across a map, and then all of a sudden, like, you know how like Fire Emblem does that thing where like all of a sudden 6 people appear behind you, and you can't really plan for that eventuality because you're looking at everybody, all the factors that you have to plan around on the map already, right? So then all of a sudden, 6 people are. I wanted to keep my best character behind the line so I could get them some experience, but I didn't want to jeopardize their position in the map, and I certainly didn't want them to die. You're not thinking very fondly of that computer at that moment in time, are you? Nope. You're like, fuck you, Fire Emblem AI. You're the worst person I know right now for having done this to a character that I really care a whole lot about, and yet still was trying to develop. You've really put the screws to me because you saw an opening. Fuck you until the end of time. I hate you, you bitch. Well, that's Adam right now.
So, yeah, no, totally. And my favorite part about that little anecdote right there, Corey, is I was playing Fire Emblem yesterday.
Yeah, that's what made me think of it.
and I had that happen to me. And you know what I did?
Well,
I immediately turned off my 3DS and said,
"Oh,
nope, not today."
We got a bonus sin. We got a bonus sin for this episode.
Yeah, I'm not taking any penance for that one. I don't give a shit. I'm proud of what I did.
No, I don't think anyone would judge you really. I have a like weird standard Fire Emblem because your characters aren't as disposable as they would be for like something like Advance Wars or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of see their eventual demise as like a part of game flow. So if it happens, then it happens. Unfortunately, yeah, you lose a lot of really goddamn good characters, and that's how I lost fucking what was his name, Hector, or the guy with the cleavers that I was
With the
telling you
cleavers,
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
the thing that gets me about Fire Emblem is that it really fucks you because like with Advance Wars, it's like, oh, you lost a tank. It's like, ah, fuck it, I lost a tank. Big deal.
yeah,
In Advance Wars, it's like you lost Sophia. I'm like, but Sophia had a family, and her family was like
in Fire Emblem, you mean, right?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
Fire
yeah,
Emblem. It was like you motherfuckers are twisting the knife now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Adam, your penance for being a murderer. You must play a healer in your next D&D campaign. No weapon specialties, no combat skills whatsoever, and you must be lawful good. So no fucking sneaking out of this and being like, I'm a chaotic evil healer. I'm going to heal the bad guy. Ha ha ha. No, you can only heal your party, and you can never once complain when someone asks for a heal.
Man, that's kind of hard.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That man killed people.
That's harsh, but it fits. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. We have to be impartial and fair and somewhat sadistic judges in this situation. But damn it, Adam!
Doesn't matter how much I like you, Adam. I think you're a wonderful guy, but you're also a despicable, murdering son of a bitch. And on that note, folks, we are going to sign off. Oh, we're not, apparently.
No, I wanted to pitch a question since we're all talking about games here.
Okay.
So, debate between the three of us. In Uno, play two cards stack?
Do play two cards stack?
Do you draw two?
Draw two, excuse me.
How do you mean? Like, so if someone plays a draw two, I can play a draw two as anything. I'm going to keep it going.
Yes.
No. I don't give a shit if that's what the official rules of Uno say. No, they don't stack.
I think the official rules came out and they said they do not stack. And I think everyone lost their minds. Like, yeah, they do.
Is this somebody actually being told what the rules to Rummy Cube are and then like refusing to believe it?
How do you not understand the rules to Rummy Cube?
Because Rummy Cube is that one game that
I know what it is. I own a copy.
Every house has house rules, though.
Well, every house has a copy of Rummy Cube, if not two, because the first one like got busted and lost a couple of pieces.
It's always the fucking Mooney that's missing.
Yep, it's always the Joker. Because via this phenomena, every house also has their own house rules about it, and the house rules usually can be kind of distilled down to everybody just takes the tile that they want out of a pile, whether they have it or it's on the table or not. And then we argue about that for like 5 minutes, and then we all give up and then just let the person have the tile that they wanted. That's pretty much how it breaks down every game, right?
Can confirm.
Yeah. Fucking, I hate Rummy Cube. It's such a bullshit game. It's supposed to be played like fucking Rummy. I mean, it's in the title. There's no real argument about that, but every house, especially my house, well, like, what's this?
No, I'm not saying anything because I live in a house with house rules.
Yep. But it's like the Wild West when it comes to house rules. Okay, like, how do your house rules in particular work? Because I want to know if there's like contrast between how my family does it.
I honestly, it's been like 2 years since I played it.
God, lucky you.
and I think the last time I played it, the last time I played it over at our friend's house, and we played under their house rules. So it was, I didn't grow up playing the game. Like I had never played it till I got married, and it's one of her games, and that's fine. Like I don't give a shit. Like it doesn't matter enough to me to get upset about it. But like going into another environment and being like, no, these are the rules, and I'm like, the fuck they are. Those are not the rules.
I didn't know that was one of. Oh no. Oh, okay. Sorry, the webcam.
I'm back. No,
I didn't know that was one of Mary's family games. I mean, she has like so many good ones to pick from. Fucking like like she's got a fantastic go-to. Cribbage is great. Does she drag out the rummy cube when she's like angry or something? No,
it's not a very simple game.
We gotta work some shit out. Here's get the tiles.
It's not an often enough one where I obviously I don't remember what our rules are. It's because it's not something we play terribly regularly. But yeah, like when we went over to their house and it was like, well, these are the rules, and I'm like, no, they're not. That can't be. And it's like I'm getting upset about it. I was like, wait, you have no backing with this game. Like this doesn't go back generations in your family. You've played this for 12 years. It doesn't matter. Like this isn't like, no, you put the fucking house money into when you go through jail. If you land on the outside or land on go, you get 400 instead of 200. No, it doesn't matter.
Well, at least in Monopoly's case, it's consistent. You know, everybody knows that you don't have to put money into the jail as the bail rule, I think it's called, right? Yeah, and then you land on free parking, which is normally just supposed to be like a free space where nothing happens, and then you get all the bail money. Shit, that house rule was so influential that Mario Party stole it.
Oh,
so
you see,
for the bank.
My family, any money that the board makes, like from taxes or whatever, that goes into the kitty in the middle.
No shit.
I've heard about that variation actually. So yeah, there's still at least some consistency with it.
I've never heard of that one.
Nah?
Nope.
But every single house has their own house rules for Rummy Cube, and that's some bullshit right there. And I won't stand for it.
What was the question?
I don't know.
What
house rule questions. So
Uno. It was Uno.
Oh, Uno. Yeah. I don't think the draw 2 stack. I think if you play a draw 2 or a draw 4, that goes to the next person.
Okay.
Like, and then it skips. Like it's just.
What if you're playing just 2 players? You play.
Can you play Uno with 2 players?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't played Uno in a long time. Anytime somebody breaks it out, I got to leave the room.
I don't know. I thought Uno was 3 players and more.
We're verifying this.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah,
Bob, do you remember like back in the day when we used to play Risk all the time? That during
2 times, yeah.
the fortification, yeah, basically all the times that you just. I would come over to get my ass beat. We thought that like the fortifying phase was not only like moving the remainder of your armies over to the newly occupied territory, but that you had to have them against the edge of the territory that you just came from.
Yeah, I remember there was some way that we played like an entire round a particular way, and then we saw on the rule book, it's like, oh, we've been doing this shit wrong for a year.
Like, why are we doing this? This doesn't. No wonder this game has been painful for such a long time. It was only painful for me though because I kept fucking losing, really. But it was an interesting gateway game into like stuff that was a bit more complicated because it was never like, I mean, it's chance based. It's fucking called Risk, but it was never you roll 5 and then you have to move 5 spaces and then something happens to you and then you hate your life for the rest of the game. It was something with like actual mass, and I wonder like how many like people have that as their gateway game. I know Jay wasn't super into it in high school, right? Or you weren't into it at all at any point. Yeah.
Oh, I love Risk. I'm just fucking terrible at it.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a mind for the game. Like I love playing it, but it's like giving your idiot cousin the second player controller that's unplugged. I'm just really happy to be there.
Corey and I found a really good way around this. Instead of just playing a 2-player game, play a 3-player game, and you just roll for that 3rd player. That way, the 2 of us go against this one phantom player, and we build up our own armies in the process, and then we just have a world war at the end.
We did that with Cards Against Humanity with Rando Cardrician, and we thought that was great until Rando started winning.
Oh.
More often than any of the human players did, then Rando got kicked out of the game. So,
yeah. Well, fuck him for knowing how to Mad Lib better than all the logical people at the table. What a bastard.
I think I'm going to have to wrap things up because it's almost 11 o'clock here. And
yeah, it is.
I work first thing in the morning, so.
No, that's fine. I haven't had dinner yet. Oh, my God.
I'm going to take this to the outro in that case.
Mm-hmm.
that is going to wrap things up for the 100th landmark episode, actually 115th episode of the Cretins Guild podcast, because we do not count any of our Christmas specials or one-offs or other random shit that we've done.
It is our algebraically attuned 100th episode.
Yeah, it's
100 for X.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out our link tree and all of our social medias for basically all of our shit. Like if you go into our link tree, it's going to have links to everything in there. Or you can just do a search for Cretins Guild. I guarantee you we're the only one on the web. You can follow me on YouTube. I am Square Pegs, the one without Sarah Jessica Parker. I will talk about your favorite retro and modern video games. And you can follow Bob on YouTube as well. Skipper Pubs. Skipper
Pubs. Yes.
Skipper Bob's Breakdowns.
Skipper Pub's Breakdowns.
Bob is an Orlando lifestyle vlogger covering the best in theme parks and local Orlando attractions, eateries, and all kinds of fun shit. We do have a merch store on tpublic.com that features the art of Tom Solo. Our high-cost lawyers, Boots and Beasley from Bums R Us, assure us that all products are legally confirmed to keep you warm on those warm winter nights. On those warm winter nights?
Making sure you're paying attention.
That's well, I mean,
for one of us, that's true, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are, of course, part of the Podfix network somehow, and because they haven't kicked us out yet. So to all of our followers, new and old, we say welcome to the guild, and here's to 100 more.
Woo!
Somebody at Podfix is like, yeah, we'll see about that. 100 more. Shit. I'll let them get there first.
To all your dogs and cats.